look at this gorgeous shot with live cam across the city of San Antonio. You can see there's some that are getting rain, like half of the screen, and then the other half not seeing any rain. Rain is starting to come to a break before the potential for more rain this afternoon. I'll have the latest on rainfall totals coming up.
Time right now at 8:12. With Halloween just days away, you might be getting ready to carve pumpkins this weekend. Well, here's a quick reminder to be safe while you're at it. Every year, over 1,500 people end up in the emergency room because of pumpkin carving accidents. That's according to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. Sharp knives can slip easily, leading to painful cuts on fingers, hands, and even tendons. And to keep everyone safe, it is best to let adults handle the carving and keep knives away from kids. And if you're carving with little ones, make sure to supervise closely or try safe tools made for kids. And we want to see the carving masterpieces that you're creating this weekend. So take a picture and upload them to KSAT Connect. And trick-or-treaters beware. Prices this Halloween might be scarier than the vampires and ghosts. So here's our Daphne Gray with some easy ways you can save this spooky season.
Consumers are in for a scare this Halloween, with prices still near their peak. Shopping experts say that we can expect to see fewer seasonal treats overall this year, as well as shrinkflation, smaller quantities for the same price. According to Wells Fargo, cocoa prices have more than doubled since early 2024, and the frightening trend is hitting stores just in time for Halloween. So how can you save money?
Candy is a little tricky this year because we do have a cocoa shortage, and so we're seeing higher prices in chocolate. If you have a wholesale club membership, buy in bulk or buy the bigger size. If you're at your local grocery store or big box store, that's a great way to save significantly.
If you can, make your purchases closer to October 31st.
The longer you wait, the better you're going to do on price, because retailers will be looking to clear that merchandise out. Anything holiday themed, specifically for Halloween, they're going to be wanting to move that merchandise.
Consider a secondhand costume.
If you go to your local Goodwill or Salvation Army or a consignment store in your town, especially with costumes, those costumes are only worn once, twice, and so they're going to be in great shape and deeply discounted. And you can often find secondhand decor in these stores as well. So that's kind of a fun way to jazz up your home for Halloween on a budget.
Daphne Gray, KSAT 12 News.
All right, so Halloween is a week away, but San Antonio police and Prue Station officers are kicking off the season early. Take a look at all those adorable superheroes and princesses. This was the third annual Trunk or Treat event at the UTSA Park West Athletic Complex last night. More than 200 kids showed up for that. There were area businesses, police officers, and other community supporters there to hand out candy. There was even a best costume contest. And looking for some Halloween fun today, Endeavors is hosting two special Halloween events for families in San Antonio. It's from 3 to 4 p.m. Join the sensory-friendly trick or treat in the Health and Wellness Center's community room, designed to make Halloween fun and accessible for all children. Then from 4 to 6 p.m., it's the popular Trunk or Treat in the center's parking lot with games like pumpkin ring toss, giant Jenga, cornhole, and of course much more. Also happening today, United Way of San Antonio and Bexar County is hosting a free Trunk or Treat spooktacular at their East Side Family Resource Center from 5 to 8 p.m. And on top of the Trunk or Treat, they will have pumpkin and face painting, a soft play area for infants, live music, and much more. And of course, families come dressed in your best Halloween costumes. Downtown San Antonio is expected to be crowded this weekend. Muerto Fest is happening, and so is the Paul McCartney with performances at the Alamo Dome today. So VIA is helping people get there for free, plus no parking headaches. Today, VIA is offering park and ride services at the locations listed right there on your screen from 3 to 9 p.m. Return trips will run all the way until midnight, plus the bus fare is free for all riders. To celebrate Make a Difference Day tomorrow, bus fares resume, and only 2 locations will be offering park and ride services. Park and ride fare is $2.60 for a round trip, and there are cheaper fares available for students and military. Trips to events will run from noon to 7, and return trips will run until 11.
And we have some rain out there this morning and the potential for more rain this afternoon. That being said, tomorrow's going to be a gorgeous day and there's not going to be any rain. And we've needed this rain in San Antonio. Take a look at your screen right now on the Authority radar, where we've got the heaviest of the rain was right through downtown San Antonio. Now it's pushing toward Kirby, China Grove, Houston High School. This is moving to the east here at about 40 miles per hour. Also near Calaveras Lake, there's a flash of lightning and a patch of heavier rain. And then on the northwest side of town, right along I-10 and 1604 here, we've got the Rim, this area getting some good heavy rain at the moment with some additional rainfall out in northern Medina County and northern Uvalde County. So throughout the rest of the morning, I do think we're going to continue to see a few more rounds of showers before we have a break. And then we want to talk about our afternoon rain chances. We'll do that in just a bit. But before we do that, let's take a look at how much beneficial rain has fallen around San Antonio. Here's a look at your screen. Even in the area that is just green here, looks like there's a lot less rain. There's still about an inch of rain that fell anywhere in the green. So that is great news. At the airport, we clocked in a little bit more than an inch of rain. Let's go ahead and take a look, though, because downtown San Antonio, about 2 inches of rain fell in the area overnight and this morning. And then some areas in southern Bexar County have picked up 3.5 inches of rain. We've seen 3 inches of rain falling out near Hondo, and then a swath of up to 5 inches of rain from Sabinal to just north of Hondo. This is so important because this is the area that is experiencing the most intense drought right now, and those areas saw, again, about 2 to 3 to even 4 inches of much needed rain in the Alamo City. I want to show you, though, out west, because Del Rio, for the whole year up until last night, Del Rio has only seen 4.5 inches of rain. Well, last night, Del Rio clocked in more than 2 inches of rain, pockets of 3 to 4 inches of rain. They got half of the amount of rain they had already seen for the whole year in one night. So again, very good and much needed rainfall for us around the Alamo City. What can we expect? Again, these showers are going to continue to push to the east for the rest of the day. As we look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, we're going to have a bit of a break right around the midday hours, a bit of a break. Temperatures will only be in the 70s, a high of only 80. And then after 4 p.m., a few storms could be severe, but the chance for rain this afternoon is only 40%. So not nearly as widespread as what we saw last night and this morning. And the highest threat for severe weather is east of San Antonio. So areas in this orange color. Any storms that develop after 4 p.m. could be capable of large hail and gusty winds, however. So it's important to keep that in mind. And then we've got to talk about the forecast tomorrow. 85 sunny tomorrow, 90 on Monday. So warm tomorrow and Monday, but then we get a real cool front that moves through, allows for our mornings to be in the 50s for the first time this year and highs in the 70s. It is going to feel great for Halloween and a lot more like fall. Coming up in the next half hour, I'm going to show you your pictures that you send in through KSAT Connect. We'll be right back after this.
Time right now, 8:24. The movie that spawned the dance steps, It's Just a Jump to the Left and Then a Step to the Right, is celebrating its 50th anniversary. Rick Damigella talked with members of the cast of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll.
The year was 1975. Gerald Ford was president. The Godfather Part 2 won the Oscar for Best Picture, and the Rocky Horror Picture Show made its first of countless screenings in movie theaters.
I remember doing the time war. It had been such an extraordinary experience, meeting these ladies and being in London for the first time.
Was it your first film?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but it was
mine and
oh, yeah?
Darling Pat's, Tim's.
Maybe that's why I was
a lot of people first film.
Someone asked me the other day, they actually said, of course I know it's the 50th anniversary, I've said it a million times, 50th anniversary, but this girl actually said, how long ago did you make this film? And I said, 50 years ago. And I suddenly thought, oh, what did I say? It really hit me, 50. That was such a shock.
It's just a jump to the left.
The film's anniversary is being marked by numerous events, including a 4K Blu-ray and a new vinyl release of the soundtrack. Doing the time warp again in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
All right, listen, Muerto Fest is here. It is one of the largest in the nation, and if you cannot go, no worries. You can still be a part of the tradition without ever leaving your home. KSAT will air a special rebroadcast of the event next Wednesday night, October 29th at 8 p.m. Hey there, good Saturday morning to you out there in Converse. Time right now is 8:26, 64 degrees out there. The new Spurs Arena might be coming, but who's footing the bill? Still ahead, we break down who's paying and how the city plans to cover the cost. Plus, a rabid skunk was found near San Antonio neighborhood, and officials are urging caution in the next half hour how to protect your family and your pets from rabies. Hey there, good morning. It is 8:30 on this Saturday. We are tracking some much needed rain all throughout the night. Now we're getting a little bit of a rest, but the rain is coming back.
Yeah, we do have some areas of spotty downpours still around San Antonio. There's still some thunder and lightning. Last night, though, this was mainly just much needed rain for San Antonio, 1 to 3 inches of rain. Now there was some damage reported in other areas like in northern Comal County. We'll get to that in a bit. But first, I want to get you up to date on what the situation is right now. You can see that generally the rain is way less widespread than it was last night and early this morning. We are still seeing pockets of downpours, flashes of lightning as well near Lavernia, out east toward areas like Seguin, seeing some additional rainfall start to develop there. Then, of course, we've got some lingering showers in northern Uvalde County near Concan and also in northern Medina County. As we take a look at the forecast for the day today, the thing I want to mention is we expect a bit of a break right around the midday hours, but then from 4 p.m. till about sunset, a few additional storms could develop and could become strong as well. For the most part, though, this weekend is going to be all right, especially tomorrow. 85, warm, pleasant outside with plenty of sunshine tomorrow. It's just that this afternoon we have a chance to see some more redevelopment of these showers. But again, much needed rain in the San Antonio area. The areas where we've seen some damage, northern Comal County. At around midnight last night, there was a tornado warning and some indication that there could have been either straight line wind damage or a tornado in that area. And then we had plenty of hail down near Pleasanton. I'll be back to show some pictures and some videos that you sent in of the hail and rain across the city of San Antonio. Plus, we'll talk about how it's finally going to feel like fall very soon and before Halloween, too. Details soon.
All right, thanks, Sarah. Well, our Devin Karp is live in Comal County, where Sarah tells us there was some report of some possible damage out there because of that storm last night. What are you seeing this morning, Devin?
Yeah, Patty, right now we're in the Indian Hills neighborhood here, right off of Canyon Lake. Now, take out this is some of the damage that's been done to one of these homes over here. You see that tree branch right over there next to that car? I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see a little bit closer to here, but that's what it did to the back of this SUV. You can see the dent it left, the crash that left in the windshield. If you look up a little bit forward on the car too, you can see it took out a good little chunk of the front here. There has been some considerate traffic actually that's been happening around the area this morning. Everyone going out and about, checking in on some of their neighbors. I know that people are checking in on different Facebook groups here across the area, just making sure that all their friends and family that they know is doing okay. If we take a look here at the tire cam, you can see just exactly what the roads still look like right now. We haven't seen rain in a little bit, but they are still pretty damp, so conditions may not be ideal this morning, especially if you're headed on 281 and 306. That's an intersection where we've seen a power line that has been down all morning long. Now, there are more and more crews that are out there working on it, and an update from when we saw it at 6 a.m., it appears now that they are getting another power pole ready to install in that place so they can try to get traffic moving through and power restored as fast as possible for some of the people in the area over here. But we're still waiting on official confirmation on exactly what occurred last night during that tornado warning that popped up for some of these residents. I've spoken with one who says that she saw some things flying in the air, but again, we're going to need official confirmation before we can continue with any of that. In the meantime, though, we're going to be keeping an eye on some of the damage that is done right around here, including this truck that his things happened to. If you guys at home have anything that you want us to be able to see, feel free to send it in online through KSAT Connect. It would really help us get an idea of just what's been done out here besides some of the storm and the rain. In the meantime, guys, stay safe. I'll send it back to y'all live from Comal County. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thanks so much, Devin. San Antonio officials are urging caution after a rabid skunk was found near a family's home off of Bitters Road and Wood Valley Drive. Last week, a 7-year-old child was exposed to the skunk, prompting San Antonio Animal Care Services and the Metropolitan Health District to remind residents to be careful around wildlife. So far this year, Bexar County saw 18 confirmed cases of animal rabies, mostly in bats, but officials say it is important to avoid touching or handling any wildlife, including bats, coyotes, raccoons, and skunks. Parents are encouraged to teach children to stay away from wild or unknown animals and to tell an adult immediately if they see or touch one. Bats, by the way, can be hard to see, so quick medical treatment is crucial. Pet owners should make sure their dogs and cats are up to date on the rabies vaccinations. One of the best ways to protect against the disease: if you or your pet encounter wildlife, report it right away to animal control. San Antonio residents can call 311, while those outside city limits should call the Bexar County Animal Control. That number is 210-335-9000. Officials also remind pet owners to keep pets away that have been exposed to rabid animals confined to prevent the spread. If a rabid animal is inside a home or building, try to keep it contained without touching it and wait for animal control to arrive. And for pet owners looking to stay protected, San Antonio Animal Care Services is hosting a free vaccination and microchipping clinic today from 9 to 11 at the Paul Jolly Center for Pet Adoption. The first 100 pet owners will receive free rabies shots and other core vaccinations plus microchips. Listen to this. So far, 55,194 people have voted during this week of early voting in Bexar County. And KSAT is your election headquarters. Some important dates on your screen now. Early voting is still underway and until the end of the month, October 31st, with Election Day on November 4th. For more information on the amendment propositions, along with our other election coverage, the sample ballot and polling locations, hours, everything you need to know, head to ksat.com/vote. Okay, so now let's talk about the possibility of a new Spurs arena. A big question is who pays? So let's break that down. $311 million in Bexar County money, and would only be one source of the funding for the new Spurs arena, which estimated to cost $1.3 billion. The city of San Antonio could pay up to $489 million plus. Spurs would pay $500 million, and they promise $1.4 billion in private development around the arena that the city could generate more from. Myra Arthur explains.
The city would contribute up to $489 million, or 38% of the cost of the new arena, whichever is lower. A little over half of the city money would come from two sources. First, rent. The Spurs will pay the city to use the arena, and private developers will pay the city to lease land around it. And second, guaranteed development. The Spurs and private developers promise $1.4 billion in development around the arena. The city will collect the property tax growth from that development and put it toward the arena.
That is money that doesn't exist without this project happening, correct?
That's correct. It doesn't exist. Really, it doesn't exist but for the guarantee that we would contractually utilize with the Spurs and their developer.
What if it doesn't happen and the city doesn't get the money it's expecting from that?
The Spurs and the developer would be contractually obligated, and we would not make any contribution to towards the arena until those things occurred. So everything's got to happen at the same time.
It becomes a Spurs obligation and an obligation of its partners.
The other portion of the city's financial contribution comes from that same hotel occupancy tax. The state of Texas collects a 6% fee on hotel stays in San Antonio. The city can use that money to pay for a project in a 3-mile zone around Hemisphere. It's called a project finance zone. State legislation in 2023 made that possible.
We can use it for expanding the convention center. We can do it to improve the Alamo Dome, and we can utilize it for a new arena. Those are the only 3 uses that we can utilize that state revenue on.
So what happens if projects in those 3 areas don't happen for the city of San Antonio? Where's the money go?
So the money is literally held by the comptroller until we have a project. And so if we don't do any of those 3 projects, then the state will retain that money and it'll go into the state's general fund.
Under the law, the city cannot use that money for things like street maintenance, police officers, or firefighters, or other core services the city pays for.
Okay, so to check out this or any other KSAT Explained, scan the QR code right there on your screen. You can find our streaming library of topics on demand or on YouTube or the KSAT Plus app. Hey there, good morning. Southside time right now is 8:39, 64 degrees out there. Still ahead, a pet festival with hundreds of dogs, cats, and puppies ready for adoption is here this weekend. How much it's going to cost you to adopt a new pet and what else you can expect at this free event. Looking for a new fuzzy friend this fall? This weekend, the San Antonio Humane Society is also waiving all cat adoption fees. After the break, we share how much it'll cost you to bring them home.
All right, take a look outside. We're seeing rain, at least temporarily, come to an end around San Antonio, but it looks really cool. Take a look at those rainy skies and sun on the horizon. I'll have a look ahead to when rain is more likely this afternoon in just a bit.
Right now, 8:43. If you've been thinking about adding a fuzzy friend to your family, we've got some great news. Yesterday on GMSA Plus, the Humane Society told us about a spooktacular adoption event where all fees are waived this weekend.
And we are pretty excited about a spectacular event coming up. But joining me now is Miranda with the Humane Society, and then you have Rena with you, right?
Yeah, so this is Rena. She's 3 months old. She came from a litter of 5, so she's one of the 2 girls.
Aw, and you said she was about 3 months old?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so at this point, at 3 months, are they adoptable?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll have her out on the floor after this probably.
Okay, gotcha. Well, speaking of adoption, we have something, kind of Halloween themed, but also, will help you guys out. So tell me a little bit about this
spectacular
event.
Yeah, so we have our Sosie and Sasha spectacular adoption event. So starting today through Sunday, all of our cats and kittens adoption fees are waived. So if you come in, their fee will be completely waived.
Okay, and then normally what would the fees be, just so people kind of have an idea, like, hey, we should probably head out there?
So adults are going to be $75, and then kittens are going to be $150, typically, just depending on the breed.
Gotcha. And if someone's looking for like a kitten like Rena, what can they do? I mean, what do they need to bring? Or
yeah, they don't need to bring anything. We actually have a small store inside our adoption lobby, and so we have everything they would need to take home. As soon as they come in, they can leave with everything they need.
Gotcha. Anything, a little, advice like for someone who's taking home somebody like Rena when they first, get home, some kind of steps they should take?
Just to be ready to spend time with them. They're super wiggly at this age, so they want to explore. So being ready to have a kitten that's going to want to explore your space, and they do like to claw, so maybe getting something that they can claw instead of your furniture would be a good start.
Yeah, exactly. Going back to the spectacular event, so it's a few days, so it starts today, Friday. So tell me the times today and then tomorrow.
Yeah, so we open at 12:30 and then we close at 7 o'clock. And so all day today through Sunday, we'll be able to take you in for an adoption.
Any maybe like little costumes for the kittens, maybe?
Yeah, we do have costumes, I believe, in our adoption lobby. I think I saw some. And then we we did take pictures with some of them in some costumes.
That's fun. So it would be cool just for the kids to come out as well, just to check it out.
Just check them out.
All right. Well, and then just in case, how can people contact you guys if they have any questions? Maybe they can't make the event and they'd like to adopt at a different time?
Yeah, they can always email us, give us a call. Our adoption team will get back to you once you fill out an application or with any questions.
All right. Sounds good. Miranda, thank you so much for joining us with the Humane Society. And then there's Rena. Rena, thanks for joining us too.
Cute kitten there. Hey, I want to start by showing you some pictures that you all sent in to KSAT Connect. This was in Pleasanton around 4:45 in the morning. There was quite a bit of hail out near Pleasanton, about the size of quarters or slightly even greater. Thank you to Samantha Reyes for sending in these pictures and videos. You can see that truck there, unfortunately, getting hit by all of that hail. Lots of pictures of the hail from Pleasanton here in our KSAT Connect. We've also got a ton of rain gauges from some folks. This is right near Lavernia, and I love what this person says. Finally, and I agree with you, finally we got some good rain around San Antonio. Right now we're starting to get into that bit of a break of rainfall. So you can see that we've still got some areas of patchy rain occurring, especially on the northwest side of town nearer to Helotes, approaching I-10 there, Leon Springs, the Rim area, and also just south of Lavernia and north of Stockdale. We've got a heavier thunder shower happening right near Sutherland Springs. But as you can see, things are pretty few and far between at the moment. We do, however, have some rain in northern Uvalde County near to Concan. I just want to remind everybody how much rain we've seen because of the beneficial rainfall. Now, anywhere you see the greens, that's about an inch of rain, so that's still really good. But you get into the yellows and the oranges, and you're talking about 2, 3, 4 inches of much needed rainfall for areas in southern Bexar County and especially in Medina County. This red color here, that's at least 4 to 5 inches of rain. These are the areas that are dealing with the most intense drought, and so it's great to see that that's where the heaviest of the rain fell. That being said, there are still some reports of damage coming in from northern Comal County, so we do have a reporter out there, Devin, collecting information. There was a tornado warning last night around midnight in northern Comal County, and we'll continue to keep you posted. All right, I want to start by showing you the futurecast. As I mentioned, we expect to see a bit of a break here in the rainfall throughout the midday hours. So a break around lunch into the early afternoon, and then potentially after 3 p.m., we could start to see some additional downpours develop. Maybe further north up toward Austin, but even here in San Antonio, 1 or 2 of these storms could happen closer to the Alamo City. You can see, though, that the higher chance for storms is east of San Antonio. This afternoon, that rain chance is 40%, and in the orange color here, that's where the severe risk is the highest. If a storm can get going, it could easily produce large hail and gusty winds. Again, the chance is 40%, so not nearly as widespread as the rain was overnight, but it is still something that we will keep our eyes on. So putting everything for you together here in the KSAT 12-hour forecast, we are going to enjoy a break from the rain, temperatures in the 70s, a high of 80 degrees, and then a 40% chance for a few more storms, possibly severe. Then our attention turns to a real deal cool front. We are finally going to be feeling more like fall. Take a look at the next 5 days. Tomorrow's going to be warm, sunny, 85. 90 on Monday. Then that front moves through and we see our first mornings in the 50s, first afternoons in the 70s. Absolutely gorgeous weather for us right in the middle of the week and right before Halloween. Speaking of Halloween, here is a look at the forecast on Halloween. We'll be near 80 degrees in the afternoon. Trick-or-treating probably in the 70s. We'll be back with more news and the pollen count after the break.
The the star of the show.
Yes, this is our armadillo marsala, delicious, great sauce, cooked to perfection.
The mushrooms on this, I already ate one in the kitchen. And you know, I've been staring at it when it was out here too. Very tender. They got rehydrated as they were cooking. The marsala sauce that gets created, I'm all in for it. Cut into the side, cooked to a beautiful finish on there. That looks fantastic. I'm gonna put a little mushroom action. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
The veal. Super tender, my goodness. And the sauce completes the bite. The mushroom has a great texture to it. The seasoning, wow, this is incredible. You gotta save room for dessert.
These profiteroles are gonna be made every single day. Go ahead and bake them fresh in our ovens, and that gelato is to die for.
Hey there, listen up. This weekend, Animal Care Services is hosting Dogtober, a pet adoption festival. Today, the festival runs from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sunday, it's going to be from noon to 5 p.m. Hundreds of dogs, cats, puppies, and kittens will be there waiting for their forever homes for a special $25 adoption fee. There's also going to be pumpkin patch, live music, and of course, much more. We'll be right back. Stay with us for another hour of GMSA at 9.